Hello everyone, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Count Silver, and today we are back with more Corpse Factory. The last time we played, Noriko has got to figure out who is seemingly targeting her to be killed. It's almost like they know that she's Corpse Girl in a sense. In my opinion, I think it's like whoever targeted her knows that she's actually Corpse Girl. But let's go ahead and get started today and figure that out. I believe we had just gotten done with our bed rotting session. That's where we left off last time. She was trying to piece all the puzzle pieces together, and she hadn't quite figured it out yet. On a whim, I snatched up my phone from my beside me and unlocked the screen. I was gonna say, I'm gonna start off bad already, like this, and then no, that's just wrong. I'm pretty sure. From my beside me, that can't be right. The bright light shines like a beacon in the darkness and nearly blinds me, but I squint and navigate to the noise app. Kojiro. He told me his noise tag, didn't he? If I remember it, it'll save me the hassle of having to look through hundreds of profiles with the same name just to find him. What was it? Kojiro? No, too simple. It was Koji. Koji something. I start to type different variations until an auto-predicted result pops up. Koji. That's the one. I tap the result and instantly arrive at his profile. The info in his About Me section is pretty vague, but judging by the display photo, I'm certain this is the right guy. At Koji. Just your average guy, taking my days one at a time. Introvert. Antisocial, anti-establishment, anti-everything, lol. I like peanut butter, though. Okay. It's like his dating profile. I scroll through his feed and see that he hasn't posted anything for quite some time. His most recent post is from about a year ago, and it's just an updated version of his display picture, where he has cropped out a woman's face and body so the focus is just on him. I open up a direct message to him and start typing. At no Rico. That's a cute little username. Hey, is this Kojiro from the library? It's Noriko. Kurosawa. Since it's past 3 a.m., I'm not expecting a reply until I instantly receive a message in response. Hi, late night. You replied so quickly. I swallow and gather the nerve to ask him what's on my mind. Yes, I can't sleep. Have you heard of Corpse Girl's website? The screen states that he's currently typing a message, but then the notification simply disappears and no message comes through. Is he ignoring me? Then. Yes. So he does know about the website. The question is, was he already familiar with it, or did he just look it up after I mentioned it? What are your thoughts? Is it real? Yes, love it. Big fan. This is like weird. Maybe that's why he took so long to type. He was like going to check out the website, but also he could be like, shit. She knows. I see. Me too. Have you used it? No? Well, no. Not yet. Don't hate anyone enough. It's hard to get a sense of his emotions through his replies. I can't tell if he's being sincere or not. Wait, have you used it? Tell me. Tell me details. How does it work? No, I haven't used it, but it's popular in my office. But it's popular in my office? I don't know if that's supposed to be a question or not. I don't know why I wrote that, or why I ended the message with a question mark. I shake my head and wait for a response. At least she knows. Okay, let me know if you use it. Might be work for me. Might be work for me. What does he mean by that? Work? Yes, I store cadavers? Dispose of later. I don't understand. Hospital morgue, storage and disposal. I'm glad they explained that because I didn't know what that was either. He works at a morgue? I noticed a strange smell on his clothes when we met, and now it makes sense. I gag a little and suppress the urge to vomit. Lady, you like edit photos of dead bodies. And that's what's gonna do you in? So if someone dies, they get sent to you? Even for like suicides and murders? Yes. All sorts. Worse are crash victims, have to mix and match limbs. Have you ever received a victim of Corpse Girl's website? Impossible to know. Maybe? Who can say? Have a name? A name. Can he look up the names of bodies he's received? You're gonna oust yourself by giving him that information. Can you look up such a thing? Yes, Catabeers are ID'd, mostly. Know a victim? Should I ask? Will doing so put me under suspicion of being associated with Corpse Girl? Hello? I can look now, at work. I start to nervously bite my fingers. I know that I won't gain anything from finding out if he's dealt with any of the victims, but morbid curiosity tends to get the better of me. Sometimes I just have to know. This is the most illogical thing I think I ever heard, because she's so careful. She's so careful about not getting herself caught, having nothing to do, just disassociating from it completely. And yet she's doing this now. I don't get that. I really don't. Akane Tsurumaki. Okay, a second. No, correct spelling. Got an M Tsurumaki and Akane Tsurumaki. That's not right. Close though. Tsurumi. Tsurumi. I messed that up. M Tsurumaki and Akane Tsurumi. Okay, more names. Ichi Hanada. I would have just stopped right there. I would have stopped right there. Like, if you're gonna do it one and done, just be like, oh, well, this person in my office died recently, and it was kind of weird, so I was wondering maybe if you had seen that. One sec. Yes, crash victim. Bad. I remember him. He's still here, actually. I can't believe what I'm reading. Ichi Hanada ended up at Korijo's morgue, and he's still there? Really? How long do you store bodies? Depends. Up to 2 days for autopsy. No autopsy for him. No need. So he just sits there. Cold chamber number 31 BB. If family don't collect, then cremation. Is cremation what you mean by disposal? Yes, mostly. Friend of yours? Not exactly. But he's Corpse Girl's victim? You said so? Well, I don't know. You said so. Interesting. I'll look at him again. Really, there's no need for that. It's okay, I won't tell. How did you do it? You messed up. I mean, he said he wouldn't tell, but even so, why would you even risk that? That's insane to me. It's not hard to put the puzzle pieces together once you start asking certain questions. I swallow hard. What does he mean? Hello? How did I do what? How did you kill him? Oh, shit. I've messed up. He knows. Kojiro has found out who I am. In a panic, I slam my phone down. I can hear the constant vibration against the bed as Kojiro continues to message me. Shit. Shit. What do I do? Can I make something up to convince him that I'm not the one responsible for Ichi's death? Will he even buy it? By not responding to him straight away, I'll probably inadvertently prove my own guilt. I pick up my phone between my trembling thumb and forefinger. I hold it delicately, as though it will suddenly become some sort of evidence that I don't want covered in my fingerprints. In a way, that's completely true. I stare at the messages from Kojiro. Hey. You there? Hello? I'd better reply. I have to say something. Maybe, just maybe, I can throw him off my trail. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't kill anyone. Not exactly a lie. Yes, true. Corpse Girl killed him. No name entry on Corpse Girl's website. But you knew his name, and you knew he died. Ergo, you requested his death. Wait, this is good. This is far better than him believing I'm Corpse Girl. He thinks I'm just some fan of the website that submitted a request. I have to run with this. I can't let him know the actual truth. Okay, you got me. I used the website to request his death. Ha! Wow, mad. So the site is real. Amazing. This is exciting. Are you happy he's dead? I decided to take a leaf out of Tomoe's book and act more innocent than I really am. Not really, I just made the request on a whim to see what would happen. I didn't think it would actually work. Wow, so you didn't hate the guy, Ichi? No, I never even met him, just found his photo on the internet. Incredible, Corpse Girl kills with just a photo, doesn't even need a name. Wonder how many other Vics I've got here, lol. Have to go, clocking off soon. Talk later. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I breathe a sigh of relief. I think he bought the lie. Surely I'm in the clear. But this whole conversation was an exercise in stupidity. I nearly shot myself in the foot because of my own insatiable curiosity. I shouldn't have contacted Kojiro at all. The only positive thing to come out of this is learning that Kojiro works at a hospital morgue. I could potentially take advantage of this, but my sleep-deprived brain can't quite work out how. Well, I can dwell on that later. For now, I really need to sleep. It doesn't, like... You've already constituted that you potentially could be Corpse Girl to him. And now you're thinking, oh, well, I can use his employment to my advantage? What sense does that make, Noriko? My alarm erupts with a shrieking scream and scares me awake. My eyes don't open immediately, and instead I find myself tossing and turning, trying to bury my face in my pillow. I can't have had more than 2 hours of sleep, and now it's already time to get up and go to work. How the hell am I going to function today? 2 cans of coffee. I drag my heavy body from the bed and slide into the pair of slippers resting on the floor. With a yawn and a stretch, I leave my bedroom. I stand in the kitchenette connected to the living room for a few moments, completely absent-minded. I open the refrigerator and stare blankly at the dismal contents. A small tub of peach yogurt sits on the top shelf, and a half-empty jug of oolong tea sits at the bottom. I grab the yogurt and peel off the lid, without even fetching a spoon, I simply pour a little into my mouth. I consume about half of the tiny portion and wipe my mouth before throwing the leftovers in the trash can. Oh, how wasteful. That would be enough to spike my energy for the morning. When you normally run on an empty stomach, any amount of calories can work as a pick-me-up. I make a mental note to collect 2 or 3 cans of coffee from the convenience store on my way to work. They should carry me through the rest of the day. The rest of the early morning is spent applying makeup and getting dressed. I'm out the door at the same time as every other day. I mean, good on you for actually being punctual. To stop myself from nodding off at my desk, I decide to rearrange my personal effects. Having something to focus on is a great way to fight off sleep. Unlike the other employees here, I don't tend to keep too much at my workspace, yet it still manages to feel cluttered somehow. Next to my computer monitors are 3 little figurines that I collected from toy capsule machines. They're a set of anthropomorphic coffee cans that were released as a promotional campaign from my favorite coffee brand. Each figure is about the size of my thumb. They're cute little things, and when you put a coin into the capsule machine, you never know which character you're going to get. So far, I've managed to collect Captain Cafe Alot, Lieutenant Longblack, and Madame Macchiato, I believe. If I remember correctly, there are 2 more I still need to get. But the capsule machines seem to be out of rotation now, because they've been replaced with a different series of toys. If I ever want to collect the remaining figures, I'll probably need to buy them online. Oh well, I'm not super invested in having to own all of them. I give each tiny figure a bit of a dusting and set them back up next to my monitor, so that they're all standing up straight and facing forward. Satisfied that they're tidy, I look to the small tray of drawers that sit on the other side of my monitor. I mainly just store papers and office memos in them. They're not really big enough to hold anything much larger than documents. I rummage through the drawers and discard a few old notices that aren't relevant anymore. When I'm done, I file away a couple of loose papers that have been fluttering around my desk for the last week. With that complete, I straighten up my keyboard so it's parallel with my mouse pad. I give the keyboard a thorough dusting and then lean back in my chair to admire my work. The desk looks much nicer now. A clean workspace invites a clear state of mind, or so my coworkers would have me believe. Maybe I'll buy into that a little bit now that I can see the effects for myself. The corner of my eye catches a glimpse of blonde hair, and I turn to watch Tomoe enter the office. Oh, this is where it gets good, because we left that picture in her desk, and I don't think we removed it. She nods at Shinya as she walks by his desk, and continues nonchalantly towards her own workspace. Since her desk is in my line of sight, I have the perfect vantage point to watch her put her belongings down and take a seat. I feel a stirring of excitement as she sits down. It's almost as if I'm anticipating something to happen. Was something supposed to happen with Tomoe today? Have I forgotten something important? You may have. My tired mind can't really focus on those thoughts. I tried to ignore the mild urge of adrenaline that starts pulsing through me when she took her seat. I distract myself by starting up my computer and looking over the list of today's tasks. It looks as though I need to correct a few entries I uploaded to the company server yesterday. In my previously distracted state, it's possible I've made a few typographical errors. That's fair enough. I'll get to work on correcting the data. I open up a few programs and listening to the whirling of my computer tower, nearly drowned out in the clamor of the office environment. The next sound I hear eclipses the noise of the computer and office completely and absolutely. I already know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be Tomoe probably screaming. A terrified shriek slashes through the air like a knife, leaving a deadly ringing silence in its wake. I scramble to my feet purely out of instinct, scanning for the source of the scream. I don't have to look very far before my eyes fall upon a distressed Tomoe, kneeling on the floor and clutching her face. She is on the ground next to her desk, staring down unblinkingly. Her fingers white from the strain of clawing at her own head. Bleh. In the sudden chaos of people rushing to her side, I somehow manage to notice that one of the drawers on her desk is wide open. An open drawer? As tired and exhausted as I am, the significance of the open drawer isn't lost on me. I immediately realized why my body subconsciously felt excited when Tomoe came into the office this morning. I left something in her desk drawer, something I wanted her to find. Yesterday's obsession with discovering the identity of the one who requested my death caused me to forget my rebellious strike against Tomoe. I left something in her drawer yesterday, thinking she was the one who submitted my photo to the website. Then she didn't come into work, and it completely slipped my mind. After she confessed to requesting Akane Tsurumaki's death, I erased my suspicion of her being the one who targeted me, but I didn't remove the item from her drawer. I'm in deep, deep shit now. Before I can even lurch forward from behind my desk, Tomoe turns her head to face me. Her cold, grim eyes lock into mine, refusing to let go. A trickle of crimson blood seeps from her scalp, where her fingernails pierced her skin during her panic scream. Ooh. This is dead serious, huh? Swallowing my nervousness, I break eye contact with her and stare down at the flat object that was the focus of her outcry. It's a familiar photograph, a printed image on glossy paper, traditional, old school, and just as effective as I'd hoped. Though I can't make out all the detail from its distance, the composition of the photo doesn't elude my memory. Oh. It depicts my very own corpse, toppled backward over a tombstone. A bloody slash traces across my neck. A laceration lines my stomach, and a knife protrudes from my breast. I guess I could see that being a knife. My black hair is a tangled mess, my dark eyeliner smeared and smudged. The grimace on my face is the unmistakable mask of death. Noriko Kurosawa, stoic and unflinching in death. Noriko Kurosawa, dead atop a random tombstone in some nameless cemetery. A bizarre yet ultimately unremarkable way to die. It suits me perfectly. I'm proud of the work that went into this photo. The objective was to punish Tomoe for requesting my death, to create a work of art so horrific that she would beg for forgiveness when she found me still breathing. But the scene playing out before me is unlike anything I had imagined. Tomoe's face is scrunched up with hatred, the veins on her forehead threatening to burst and shower the office with sanguine gore at any given second. I mean, I haven't been able to comment a lot, and I don't think there's been a time to really do that. But like, why is she upset at us? Does she know that we did this? I mean, you know, or is she just suspecting of that? Maybe she thinks that we're pranking her because of what she told us the day before. Maybe. Whether or not she thinks this is some sick prank is beyond my knowledge. All I can decipher from her expression is that she is likely to strangle me given the opportunity. Okay. That's good to know. That's what I thought. I was like, does she think we were pranking her because of what she told us in confidence yesterday? Honestly, it was going so well too. Like, we were like hitting it off kind of. She even thanked us. But perhaps I'm jumping ahead of myself. Why do I automatically assume that she believes I'm guilty of putting the photo in her drawer? I mean, aren't I the victim in the image? Perhaps she actually...
Who the fuck is responsible for this?
Oh god. Oh god, I'm scared. She howls like a wounded animal, a battered and beaten pup backed into a corner. Clutching the photo, now torn from her bloodied fingernails, she stands and plants her feet firmly on the floor, steadfast, stern, resolute. A bulwark of immovable fury. All eyes are upon her. The bleached blonde gal girl with an antagonizing attitude is the center of attention in the office.
This photo is disgusting! Absolutely sick! Who made it?
Shinya. From the confused and puzzled faces of the 20 or so employees huddled around, it's obvious that no one really knows what Tomoe is talking about. The photo is small, and with her clutching it tightly and waving it around frantically, it's impossible for anyone to make out the detail. I'm bold enough to assume that no one else has managed to properly glimpse at it yet. And maybe I can prevent our coworkers from getting a closer look if I act fast. I dart out from behind my desk and approach Tomoe.
Let me see.
Tomoe aggressively thrusts the photo towards me. I take a cursory look at it and gasp loudly to add credibility to my acting. Noriko, you are so terrible. Adopting a fake countenance of shock, I grab Tomoe by the shoulder and pull her close to me. I bow my head against hers so we stand intimately in the middle of the crowd, forehead to forehead, our eyes fixated on one another. Hey, yo. I hope my beating heart isn't loud enough for Tomoe to notice as we stand against each other. You could just say it's fear, you know, you could be like, oh, I'm so scared. I whisper softly, my pulse quickening as I try to make my words sound urgent and confident rather than broken and anxious.
Come with me. I need to talk to you.
Tomoe tenses and stiffens, but she murmurs something that sounds like agreement. I pull away from her and grab her wrist to lead her out of the office. We exit from the throng of onlookers scratching their heads and dart toward the elevator. Shinya says nothing as we pass him. He just looks on with a pale face. Your bro's like, that has nothing to do with me. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want anything to do with that either. I'd be minding my own business. I think that's the main goal. Whenever you're in a situation like this, something out of the ordinary is happening, mind your business. That's Count Silver wise words of the video. Mind your business. The elevator ride down is silent and awkward, but eventually the doors open to reveal the ground floor lobby. We weave between the scattered couches and sculptures, making a frantic dash for the exit. You're just leaving work? We finally emerge outside into the brisk morning air. Trying hard to catch my breath, I notice that Tomoe isn't nearly as exhausted as I am. I want to chalk up my wheezing condition to a lack of sleep, but I know that's just an excuse for my poor physical fitness. Tomoe is still holding the photo in her hand. She looks at it once more in disgust, then faces me with one hand on her hip.
You want to tell me what the fuck this is?
It wasn't me. I want to lie so bad.
Look, it's difficult to explain, but I'll try my best.
Noriko, you're on like 2 hours of sleep. You cannot talk shit out of this, I don't think.
I want to find out who planted this in my drawer. Look at this.
She thrusts the photo at me once again. She uses the pointer of her thumb to indicate the timestamp printed at the bottom of the image.
It's got yesterday's date on it. A photo of your dead body, as if you've already been killed. But here you stand.
Is that disappointing? She sounds a little disappointed. Sure enough, the photo bears yesterday's date. The time states 9:06 p.m. I marked it as such when I was under the belief that Tomoe would find it yesterday morning. I wanted her to anxiously wait out the day until my death accompanied the rising moon. Since that didn't go down the way I planned, the confusion on Tomoe's face now is self-explanatory.
I just can't believe that corpse girl wants you dead.
And that's exactly the story we're gonna rock with. What did she say?
Huh? This is just like what happened to Akane Tsurumaki when I requested her death.
Yeah, see, this is where we just gotta pretend like we don't know anything.
The police found a photo of her own dead body on her phone when they investigated how she died.
How did you know that? What? Is this public knowledge? How did I not know this? Oh my god, is that why she's with Shinya? Because Shinya has insider knowledge since his father's a detective. Oh my god, the puzzle pieces are getting placed together. It all makes sense.
And now you've got a similar photo. Does that mean Corpse Girl is trying to kill ya? But it doesn't make sense. It's already past the time it says here.
I'm hoping that maybe it's just a fluke.
And why was the photo in my desk drawer? What do I gotta do with it?
Your guess is as good as mine, Tomoe. I have no idea, any idea about this, really. I'm still reeling from the information about Akane Tsurumaki. The police discovered the corpse photo on her phone. Of course they did. Of course they would investigate her death. It was foolish of me to assume the photo wouldn't come to light. Tomoe grips her teeth and tenderly touches a finger to the bloody cut on my scalp, the place her fingernails slashed in anguish. She looks at her fingertips in revulsion and sighs.
Look, maybe it's my fault that Akane Tsurumaki ended up down the well. Maybe it's not.
Down the well, that's an interesting way to describe it.
The least I can do is make sure that the fucking corpse girl doesn't come to get Sho as well.
Tomoe, you're my guardian angel. Thank you.
You ain't my friend or nothing, but
Oh.
let's gotta stick it out together, right?
What?
I don't want another cold bitch on my conscience.
Why are we getting called this? I don't understand. Why are you calling me a slut? I feel like these are the most touching words Tomoe can string together. I'm somewhat flattered that she wants to protect me.
Tomoe, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, I kinda do, you know? You comforted me a little when I came to you about the dead skank. Made me feel like I wasn't totally to blame, yeah.
That is a woman that you killed just for fun. I hope you realize you're calling this woman who is a mother, who was a young mother, a dead skank. Good lord.
It might not be as much of a psycho as I thought. Might be a heart beating behind that flat chest.
Okay, kinda thanks, but also, fuck you.
Okay. Thanks.
My reaction exactly. Unexpectedly, the brash and brazen girl beams at me brightly.
I'm putting you under 24-hour surveillance. Corpse Girl's gonna have to crack my skull open before she goes sticking her fingers into yours.
We're hanging out? Are we hanging out?
Tomoe, really, that's not necessary.
I can't figure out a way to convey that I'm not actually in any danger. Well, immediate danger at any rate. Well, yeah, I mean, 24 hours isn't that bad. It's just a day. It's true that there is someone out there who wants me dead badly enough to have requested it through the website. But as far as the threat of Corpse Girl coming to get me goes, I'm perfectly safe. I resign myself to simply staring blankly at Tomoe, the girl I hold so much disdain for. I know I should choose my next words carefully. Tomoe is prone to violent outbursts at even the best of times. Oh, this one right here is perfect. I don't need you to protect me. Fuck off. Oh, I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna save. And we'll go from there. I'm actually wanting to see how it plays out. I'd feel better with you looking after me. I think that I would like to see how this goes. She looks so happy too. Like we can't take this from her.
I'd feel better with you looking after me.
I think it's a good play, honestly.
You're damn right. Ain't no one gonna protect you as good as me.
I don't know how good you are in an actual fight. Well, actually I do, because you slapped me like twice and it hurt really bad. Tomoe reaches forward and ruffles my hair in a tomboyish manner. I grimace and bear it until she's satisfied and retracts her arm with a laugh.
Now what are we gonna do?
I
don't totally believe this corpse girl person really exists, but still. Something or other killed Akane Tsurumaki. Pretty sure it wasn't suicide, what with the photo and all.
Mm-hmm.
Since you got one of them photos too, I reckon someone's out to get you. Yeah, about that.
About that.
How about we hunker down at my place after work? Gals night in, right?
Yeah.
If someone tries to break down the door to get to you, I'll show them what's what.
I feel so oddly protected with her. She really is insistent. I almost can't believe this is the same girl that slapped me across the face last week. I feel like we could almost be friends at this rate. But what happens when she finds out I'm not actually in any danger? Would she still think I'm used her? Betrayed her? I mean, it's just like... Because she's still not even fully convinced that it's real, so... You know, you could just be like, oh, well, you know, I guess it wasn't real. We're fine. Haha. Girl pals, you know. What if she finds out that I'm Corpse Girl? That would probably be the trigger that provokes her into slashing my throat herself. Is she that wild? Would she do that? Tired as I am, and feeling weak of will, I simply nod.
Sure. Let's go to your place after work. Yeah, that's what's up.
It's gonna be great.
We'll do a snack run, okay? Gotta have chocolate and cake on a night like this.
All of a sudden, she freezes and stares intently into my eyes.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
But it's fine.
It's fine. Snacks sound good.
She's genuinely trying to be nice, and it's like, it pains me.
Hey, don't feel pressured to eat, okay? I got a big appetite, so nothing will go to waste.
What a queen. I know she was talking like mad shit earlier about her eating disorder, but now she's being considerate. She grins, looking proud of herself. My expression softens somewhat. Somehow Tomoe is displaying the minimum amount of human decency, and yet it's very touching. We've somehow broken down a wall between us and removed the animosity that has hung in the air since the day we met. Suddenly she reaches out her hand, the photograph held gently between her fingers.
Here. Better you have it than me.
You sure about that? Should I hold on to the picture of my own death? Looking down at the photo, it's pretty clear that it's me in the image. I suppose it would be best to delete this evidence. I shred the photo carefully, making sure to completely destroy any of my defining features in the image. With the photo completely ripped beyond recognition, I toss it in a nearby bin. Tomoe smiles at me and enters the office building side by side. Damn, this is kind of nice. Tomoe's apartment is not at all like I expected it would be. For starters, it's not an absolute trash heap like it always was in my mind's eye. I wouldn't think she's trashy. I don't know. That seems a little extreme to say. The place is nice, fairly modern, and probably not that cheap. She lives on the outskirts of Shinjuku, so there's a lot closer to the office than I am. That probably explains why she's usually so punctual, despite her terrible work ethic. From what I can gather from my first impressions, she lives alone. A few photo frames near the entrance features some family members, including a younger brother and sister. It's funny because she doesn't seem like the older sister type to me. The personal effects decorating our apartment aren't cheap and tacky, much to my surprise. I immediately get the feeling that she earns more money than I do, even though we have the same job. Though, how could that be? I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say one way or another. I'm just going to say I don't know. But I will say that maybe you shouldn't judge a book by their cover, Noriko. You know, maybe people are, you know, different, you know, behind closed doors. We're both simple data entry temps. We'd surely be on the same contract and the same salary. I suppose she is a little bit older than me. Maybe she had a well-paying job before starting work at Tumijin. Maybe her family's rich. Or maybe she has a side job. Either way, there's no way she can afford to live here on the same salary as me.
So, would you like a cup of tea? I've got oolong, green, barley, hojicha.
She's got the entire palette.
So many to choose from. I didn't take you as much of a tea drinker. Well, of course I am. It's tradition, you know. Tradition's real important.
I wouldn't have never associated that word with her, though. I'll give Noriko that. Tradition does not feel like it matches Tomoe, but you know, again, look at me judging a book by its cover.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Hojicha for me, please. Sure. Coming right up.
As Tomoe busies herself in the kitchen nook, I continue scanning the apartment. A fairly large TV sits atop a sleek cabinet across one wall of the living area. A comfortable-looking sofa fills most of the room, but gives way to a small kotatsu in the corner. During winter, a kotatsu is a very valuable piece of furniture. It's a small low table with a blanket to cover your legs. Underneath is a tiny space heater designed to warm up the enclosed area.
I like your kotatsu. I can't even fit one in my apartment. Oh yeah, they're great, right? Dad actually made that one for me.
I knew it. Her dad's probably rich. Her family is.
Your dad made it?
I look closely at it. I don't know much about woodwork, but the whole thing looks very solid and well made. Even the blanket spread underneath the table's surface is pleasing to look at.
It's probably not cold enough to flick the heater on, but feel free to sit down there if you like. No, that's okay. I'm warm enough.
A memory of my childhood flickers at the edge of my mind like a moth dancing around a flame. Sitting at a kotatsu as a child with a warm cup of cocoa and my big sister reading a book aloud to me. I shake my head. That was too long ago to even attempt to remember clearly, and the past never really mattered much to me anyway. Tomoe has finished pouring tea, so she sits two ceramic mugs atop the coffee table and calls out to me.
Tea's up! Thank you.
Thanks, girl. This is nice.
So, we gotta protect you from Corpse Girl, right?
I actually think I am going to stop there for today, because this video has gone on longer than I imagined it to go on. I think I made the right choice. Honestly, I know there was like 3 different choices. I think I made the right choice by letting her protect me. I don't know why. I've always trusted her. I know she's kind of mean, but you know, there's something under the surface. Under all the makeup, under all the jewelry, all the pizzazz. I feel like there's something underneath there that we have to dig out, and I'm willing to work on it. So we will do that the next time I play. Thank you guys for being here once again. I love and appreciate every single one of you. And as always, this has been Obediently Yours, Count Silver, signing off.